it's Jennifer with Jennifer at Home, and I'm so glad you're here today to make some cheesy cauliflower casserole. This cheesy cauliflower dish is so easy to put together, and it just only takes a few minutes. And it's also low carb. For those of you eating low carb, this dish is for you as well. Let me just show you how easy it is to put together. The very first thing we're going to do is take 2 tablespoons of butter and melt it in the microwave. Then we're going to take a half a cup of almond flour and a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, and we're just going to mix these together and set this aside. And this is going to be our topping that we're going to spread on at the very end. Once you mix these together, they make a really nice crumbly topping. Now in a large skillet over medium heat, we're going to stir in and saute about a cup of finely chopped onion. We'll saute this onion and about 2 tablespoons of butter until it's translucent. It'll take about 5 to 8 minutes. Now that the onions are translucent, I've added in about a teaspoon of finely chopped garlic. I'll saute this with the onions, and then we're going to add our cream cheese. We're going to add about 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. And of course, as always, the onions are always optional. You don't have to add onions. Now I'm going to add in 3 to 4 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. And now it's time to add in about 1.5 cups of finely chopped steamed broccoli. And of course, you can leave the broccoli out if you aren't a fan of broccoli. Now I'll mix this in, and I've just turned the heat off. Since the broccoli is already steamed, we don't need to have the heat on because the broccoli is already softened. We'll mix this in, and then we're going to add about 2 cups of finely chopped steamed broccoli. And I just bought the broccoli bag, and so the broccoli is already softened because it's in a steaming bag. Now that the cauliflower is mixed in, we're going to add about 1 cup of sour cream, and we'll just fold in the sour cream. We're putting the sour cream in the bowl because if we put it in the really hot skillet while everything was scorching hot, the sour cream could easily curdle. So by the time we get everything mixed together, and put it in the bowl, everything's cool enough that the sour cream will not curdle. And there's how it looks. And now the only thing left to do in this mix is just add about 1.5 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. We'll just easily fold this in, and then we'll put this in our greased casserole dish. Here's our casserole dish, and we'll just pour this right in. Now we'll just spread everything out evenly. I'm going to sprinkle it with just a little bit more cheese. And then it's time for the crumb topping. We'll just start sprinkling the crumb topping right out on top of the casserole. Just trying to get it out there as evenly as you can. And I have the oven preheating to 350. So we'll put this in the oven and bake this at 350 for about 30 minutes. Okay, let's get this in the oven and we'll bake it for about 30 minutes. I have about 6 large shrimp, and I'm going to saute these in a little bit of butter with some fresh roasted garlic. And I'm just going to put the shrimp on top just as an accent, and this is a little bit extra treat. This is totally optional. And here's how the cheesy cauliflower casserole turned out. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you're here today to make this super easy dish. I would love for you to subscribe and click the bell if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button too.